I love it because we try and plan cold opens, and then we think we got a cold open, and then something even better comes out of it.
Like trash out of a hat.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I can't wait to.
I'm really sorry.
I can't wait to do merchandise for 3 in the Key, and we can build our own trash hats.
I totally forgot they were in my hat.
The best part is that
like 5 minutes ago.
the best part is I saw it fall on the screen. It just like went down the side. I was like, oh my god.
Welcome to the 3 in the Key podcast, the podcast where us friends just love talking about basketball because we love basketball. Right here to my left is Mark.
Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? We were off the scene for a while, but long time no here.
Yeah, thank you, and I'm doing well, thank you. You asked the question in the middle of your statement, so I respond. You're going
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the audience.
They're not going to respond back.
Well, I don't care how you are. I can see that you're fine. You're alive, you're alright.
Fine, thank you.
And, yeah.
Okay.
Continue.
And then behind the producer's chair is Chuck.
Hey guys, I am not behind the table like I was on the last episode because I was very tired. When I was watching the episode, I just you can just see me just closing my eyes the entire time.
We also did that very late.
Yeah.
we did. But I'm good. Good to be back. Let's talk basketball.
Yes. So we are recording this the weekend after the trade deadline.
Yep.
So yeah, it was fun. Great
I think
trade deadline. It was
no,
so great.
Not really. The trade deadline was. I think there was a lot of hype behind that trade deadline. You heard everybody like going back and forth, and there was a lot of like speculations. But in reality, like the biggest haul was
Channing Frye.
Yeah, that was it. Channing
Pretty
Frye.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was being sarcastic when I said it was great.
Well, yeah,
but
I know. I can tell.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was. Not,
or
it was not. It's not bad. I mean, like underrated. Like they people who moved pieces got exactly what they asked for.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
yeah,
it's not so much like it's not no blockbuster trades.
Yeah, it's not so much bad as it was uneventful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are reasons why this trade deadline was bad.
Well,
I don't know.
I kind of want to talk about though that like our whole idea of the big blockbuster trade that is going to happen. Like, admittingly, like a lot happened last year, but if you take a look at like trade deadlines past, like not a lot has happened. So why do we do this? Like the whole idea of obsessing over possible trades or speculated trades, and not really talking about the trades themselves. It's always more about what could happen and the idea and the excitement of what might. Yeah. Instead of what actually is or is going to be.
Well, the problem is most rumors are rumors that are sent out. There's someone's in trouble.
They're looking for Chuck.
Yeah. But I mean, most.
No, they're still looking for Chuck. I mean, like, obviously he forgot like his medication somewhere. They want to deliver it to him right away.
So important.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What medication was that, Mark?
Answer his question.
Medication for schizo. No.
Okay.
Not going there.
Good try.
Not going there.
All right, we'll get it next time.
Yes. Get it next time. I was gonna say other things, but I did not.
It's a good thing you didn't.
Yeah.
So the thing. So the deal with the trade or rumors though when it comes to trades is most trades like trade rumors sent out by guys like Woj, Wojnarowski, Stein, like those leaks generally don't end up happening. So unless you get words that are that say like they're very deep into the talks or something like that. I mean, if someone just says they were contacted for a trade, it's probably nothing.
Yeah. It's more like those ideas where you pick up the phone and say, "Hey, if this is purely hypothetical, but if Superman did not have his cape, would he be more cool?" Or those kind of like hypothetical questions that you ask.
You could have gone with straight to a basketball hypothetical.
I
But you
could
went straight to, oh, does Superman have a cape or not?
This is
What
like,
would
no,
happen?
this is to illustrate my point.
Yeah.
That-
I get it.
No, you shut up. Let me finish my point. So the point is that anytime you hear when somebody like picks up the phone and is contacted, that has just as much validity as what I said, Superman without his cape, because nothing's really going to come out of it. I mean, like there's really no basis for any of that speculation in reality. Like, why do we even care? It's all fantasy talk.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, that's the deal with rumors. It's mostly fantasies. It's teams asking, if I trade this player, what would probably you would ask for, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it would just disappear.
Here's the thing, though. Like, whenever that kind of stuff gets out to the player that has been speculated upon, with the rumors and trades, like they're being quote unquote not necessarily shopped around, but like it's been contacted that they were asking for a trade, or like they contacted Nuggets about trading Blake Griffin to the Nuggets for a whole bunch for pretty much the mother load.
Yeah.
Even if that wasn't going to happen, I don't believe that it was ever like really going to happen.
Yeah.
The players involved, like they have to be thinking like, oh, so I know where your heart's at. Your loyalty to me as a player is not as strong as I thought it was.
Yeah. Also, that also depends on the team, though. If a team has a certain culture, or lack thereof, then I feel like that would affect players differently.
That is true. Like Markieff Morris was, oh my god,
he was
glad to get out of there.
He was gone no matter what.
That
situation was just a mess.
That entire like since the beginning of the year was a mess. We did not know how he was going to react.
Yeah.
Poorly.
Yeah.
Poorly.
But
the whole
and then they fire their coach and then trade the player that supposedly they're like not getting along.
Yeah. So like you did, you solved nothing.
Yeah.
Instead of helping both parties, you helped neither.
Yeah. They ended up just with instead of having both just one of either Hornacek or Markieff Morris,
who are both assets.
Yeah, they're both. Markieff has talent, and
Hornacek's not a bad coach.
Yeah, he has coach upside.
Yeah,
for sure. Instead they end up with Chris Humphries and Dwan Blair, who I forgot was still in the league.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't have any ACLs, huh?
No.
Yeah, no.
He was drafted that way.
Yeah, I know he was drafted that
way.
I still mentioned that. I never said that was any particular importance.
I'm just saying. It's a podcast. Add a little tidbit in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so even when they do make these trades, all the speculation and whenever all the chips fell, we always think that it's always going to be a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it's always ancillary when it comes to the contenders making a trade.
Mm-hmm.
They're never going to make the big trade because there are reasons that they're contenders in the first place is because their roster is as good as it is now.
Yeah.
You don't really want to shake that up too much.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they trade for quote unquote side pieces or like pieces that can help you win, but are not necessarily the main construct.
Yeah, they're not core pieces.
Yeah, they're not core pieces.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you have a point with how there are a good amount of trade deadlines that happen that way. But I feel like this one especially is different.
Yeah.
Why is mostly like still very dull.
Yeah.
Like the most surprising ones were just not surprising, but I guess the biggest ones were Fry to Cleveland.
Yeah. And they traded Verjao out for that.
Yeah. And this swap of Jeff Green and Lance Stevenson. I felt those were like pretty much the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Like the biggest names, biggest help contenders.
Brandon Jennings but those weren't contenders at all.
Yeah. or if especially the Eastern Conference is the lower playoff seeds trying to push their way to keep in the playoffs. But then a lot of the names the big names that were being shopped,
like
Al Horford, Howard. The difference this time, teams aren't so quick to dismantle. Say like in the past when the Celtics did it when they traded like their talented pieces or anything like that. I think the difference with this year is just because of the rising cap that's happening this summer.
Yeah.
Because everyone's gonna have cap space now, which means they have a chance to sign talent instead of having to trade for it.
Yeah. The value of talent right now to trade for. The idea is that you're trading for somebody. And, a lot of them are going to be free agents. Why trade for them and give up pieces when you could just sign them outright?
So I feel
in the summer.
Yeah, that's why I feel like this one in particular felt a lot duller. But I don't know. Maybe it was just from my perspective and from the people I read. But there is that sense that this one was kind of going to be a dud anyway.
Yeah.
Because we know that the change of how the entire league's gonna view like paying players, trading players is changing in like really soon.
Yeah. So there was one trade in particular that happened or that was being talked about to happen but didn't happen. Probably should have. In some sense of the form.
Which one?
Dwight Howard.
Oh yeah. That one's different. Dwight Howard's an interesting one because it's mostly because the team just doesn't like each other.
Yeah. And it's not really Dwight Howard's fault. I mean, there's a lot of like mismatched pieces there, and they're not doing well as they thought they were going to. They're falling severely short of expectations.
I don't even think it's a talent thing. It's really just a personality thing. Yeah, in my opinion.
So speaking of personality,
okay,
how do you think Dwight Howard and James Harden like work through this?
Oh, they're not.
Considering what had happened,
they're not.
Yeah, I mean, like just to catch up. Anybody who's listening, a report came out that after the Western Conference Finals last year, Dwight Howard and James Harden went up to management without knowledge of each other doing so, trying to get the other one traded.
Yeah, and that's sort of amazing because they made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. And it's funny now because now both of them tried to like sneaky snake right behind each other's back.
And now they know.
And it just doesn't affect them in particular, but it also affects like the whole team chemistry because now they're caught in the middle.
And it's the two best players. That doesn't reflect well upon anyone in that organization.
Yeah, no, it really does not.
I mean, I guess Dwight's still kind of in the better end of this because he has the opt-out for his player option for this season, and so he could go to what team wants him and that he wants to play for more money too. Because I think in spite of his supposed back problems, he still has the talent to really hold down the defense for a good team and probably push them over to from maybe lower seed to middle to higher.
Yeah.
So, I
think
he
the number 2 or number 3 piece.
Yeah, I think he could still contribute to a very good team.
So, the idea with Howard being able to leave this summer, it's almost very similar to what had happened in Orlando, where he had the opt-out option, but didn't take the opt-out. And it just caused a whole big giant mess. The only difference with this one is there's clearly a disconnect between him and the organization. And I think it's not just the organization. It's not. I mean, I don't think it's the organization. I think it's just James Harden. Mostly those two. Yeah. Oh my god.
But. And then to that extent, the organization's gonna stick with James Harden. Yeah, because he is their guy.
Well, he was the MVP runner-up. He was their guy. Yeah. He was the one that Morey traded for.
Yeah. It's the obvious choice to keep. Yeah, out of those two.
Yeah, because he's younger. He's he's an offensive savant, but for the most part, it's just not. It's not gonna work over there. Howard. It's just an ugly situation.
Yeah, it's bad,
and it kind of speaks to the idea of. Using stats and using advanced stats and numbers instead of using the eye test and the whole like chemistry and personality thing. Like
Yeah.
Daryl Morey is a big analytics guy, and there are some things that analytics
It can only get you so far.
It can only get you so far, and this is one of those things. You
Yeah.
put two superstars together, it's not like you're gonna get the sum of greater than their parts. In this instance, you're getting something deficit.
Yeah, and it totally shows. So yeah, we'll take a quick break right now. We'll catch up with see what the rest of the league is going on after this trade deadline afterwards. So yeah, stick around.
Sounds good.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out the show. Great thing about The Gallant is that it hosts way more other types of shows for your liking, like Shit for Chat. Life is one crazy adventure, and for these two guys, their journey only gets harder as they go through it without any clue what to do. Join Chuck and Dan every week as they figure out how to live in this strange world. They reflect on their past, live in the moment, and look forward to what's up ahead. Knowing them, though, it'll probably be just lots and lots of cheeseburgers. Catch new episodes every Wednesday right here on The Gallant.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Hello again. Hi. So we mentioned
That was a very sincere and
It was
very
sincere.
intimate hi.
Yeah, hello.
Oh.
So we talked earlier. We talked just 15 minutes ago about why this trade deadline was pretty
Boring.
it was boring. You said generally trade deadlines are just not great anyway.
Yeah, they're never really anything, to be honest.
And then for me, I mentioned how the rising cap this summer really changes the landscape. But really, if you look at it, maybe teams are also decided what's the point? Why make any moves if the end point, the champions are already sort of
Predetermined.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's been this way for pretty much after the first 2 months. Like we already kind of know who's going to be.
You could also call us out for this for being Warriors fans, for being biased, but also.
But be honest with yourself. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Is it gonna? It's gonna be the Warriors or the Spurs.
Yes.
Be honest with yourself.
Yeah. Those are the tier. That's the top tier of it's gonna be one of these teams.
And any move that even a contender has made.
Yeah.
Did it even really matter?
Yeah. Because they saw the Warriors stand pat, the Spurs stand pat. Generally, there are teams that stand pat anyway.
Why mess up a good thing, you know?
Yeah. So you just see the next tier after that. The Cavs got Channing Frye, which is a good get.
It's pretty good get.
Yeah.
He's only been getting 5 points a game.
Oh, he hasn't been playing much, but Orlando's a weird.
Maybe 5 minutes a game.
Orlando's a weird situation though because the lineups are never set in stone.
And also, Scott Skiles is getting on everybody's nerves. I call it here.
Well, Scott Skiles always gets on players' nerves.
There was a report that that even when he was in Milwaukee, there were a lot of players that when Scott Skiles, they didn't like Scott Skiles at all. And when they left the gym, never talked.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Scott Skiles is that kind of coach where he's very hard, tough love kind of stuff. And if it spans over multiple years, it'll definitely
it'll grind you down. Yeah. But here's the thing. The whole payoff with that is that it should have a benefit initially before that decay.
Well, you started to see it this season.
Where are they now?
I mean, they're better than they were ever before that. So because the players are developing, and he could push them to the playoffs within the next couple of years, which is where they kind of want to be, you know. And he traded Tobias Harris. They traded Tobias Harris because he and Tobias Harris never got along.
They never got along,
even in Milwaukee.
And I think that's almost. Wait, they were in the same. They were in Milwaukee together.
Yeah. And then Scott Skiles traded Tobias Harris to Orlando.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I thought Tobias Harris was with the Magic the entire time.
Oh no, he was in Milwaukee first.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Well, now it all makes sense.
Yes, everything makes sense.
All right. So, we dive.
Yeah, we diverted a little bit. But so Cleveland got Frye. The Clippers got a starting small forward.
Yeah.
And Jeff Green.
Jeff Green, the perpetual and almost potential Jeff Green.
Yeah. And they also got a protected first round pick for that too, right? Or was it the other way around?
No, it was the other way around.
Oh,
they gave up a super protected first round pick. They've learned their lessons of trades past.
Yeah.
With the Baron Davis
But Jeff Green got traded for a first-round pick again.
How does that happen? Admittedly, this first-round pick is not going to be very valuable, but
it's it's still Jeff Green is whatever.
All right.
So Cleveland Clippers made smaller moves to help.
Can I get back on to Jeff Green? Like, I don't, not the whole idea of Jeff Green bashing, but what's he really gonna do? Like, what did they need the small forward spot? And I'll tell you how Jeff Green doesn't give you that.
Oh, 3-point shooting?
Nope, doesn't give you that.
Defense?
Doesn't give you that.
Yeah. That's pretty much...
Versatility? Well,
can he switch well enough
here's
to
the
keep
thing.
up with...
He could, like, theoretically switch. But I am of the camp that he is not a tweener who can... he is not somebody who can be versatile. I believe he's a tweener. He doesn't have a position, and he can't do anything enough in either position to be effective.
The thing about Jeff Green is he is one of those perennial theoretical all-stars.
Like, theoretical, like, could be potentially, like, a star on his team.
Yeah, not even just a star. Theoretically, he's the type of player that you'd want, that should help your team.
Yeah.
But it ends up just not happening.
You don't know for whatever basketball reasons why.
Yeah.
You know, on paper, because he's like the prototypical small forward.
Yeah.
Everything that you would want out of a small forward.
Yeah.
If he played up to potential.
Yeah, but it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out ever since he was with the Thunder. Ever since he got traded to Boston.
Yeah.
And to Memphis, and now.
Yeah. No, I mean, Clippers. It's not a matter of he doesn't try, but sometimes it's just I don't think he's just good enough.
Yeah, it's not
really push it that
far. So sometimes you just got to know what you are, and know what you can do, know who you are.
Yeah. Maybe it's because he's been asked to do more than he's capable,
and he's going to be asked to do more than he's capable in LA.
Yeah,
and it's not going to help at all.
Granted, he's going to be the fifth option, so maybe that might help.
I don't think he was ever good as anything more than a 9th, 8th option. Sorry.
I don't have to apologize to me. I'm not Jeff Green.
Yeah. Mainly because I don't think there's a system that tried to develop him.
That's true. Yeah.
He was like, it was Durant then him, or was he first then Durant?
They were same draft class.
Same draft. How does that happen?
There was a trade because it was the trade for was it Boston? It was a trade with Boston.
All right, so it was Durant.
It was from the Ray Allen trade.
Okay, so it was Durant then him.
Yeah.
And I guess they never really developed him, but Durant was already on a
superstar trajectory.
He was on a trajectory, I guess.
Yeah. So, but I think it still improves them. Improves the Clippers.
It does improve them. Like, it's not for nothing because like, I'm not knocking the trade. The trade was fantastic.
You're knocking definitely.
You got rid of Lance Stevenson.
Yeah.
And you gave away a pick that would probably be in the mid-20s.
Yeah.
For a serviceable Jeff Green.
Yeah.
I mean, small forward.
Yeah. You'd rather keep a pick, but then it's.
But the market was not. You weren't going to get anything for Lance Stevenson, and so you somehow managed to turn that into a small forward.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Now you're going to start.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Good job, Glenn.
Glenn.
Yeah. You also played for Glenn in Boston, right? You also played for Glenn in Boston, right?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's also because it goes in that line of Doc Rivers always gets players that used to play for him, played well against him,
or related to him. Yeah. Wait.
There's a really funny bit. Amin El Hassan on ESPN did a really funny bit on that this past week. Yeah.
Oh.
Just mentioning that.
Okay. So I also want to mention this. Didn't Doc Rivers not like Jeff Green when he played for Boston, or did he love playing? Like, did he love Jeff Green?
I honestly don't even know.
I have no clue because that didn't turn out well.
No.
This is weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but
it also theoretically doesn't matter. They're gonna get slapped in the second round.
Yeah, I mean that's the point we're trying to get at. They make moves that those higher up teams, the semi-contending teams, they do make moves to improve.
Yeah, to try and jump into that next tier.
Yeah. It's just you don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Because of how dominant the Warriors and the Spurs have looked. And I think that's why a team like the Raptors ended up not making any moves.
I think the Raptors made a good decision
not
to do anything.
I agree too. Because I mean, Masai's a smart GM.
Yeah.
I also think that most GMs might have tried to make a move to push them up ahead, but Masai knows he doesn't want to ruin what the good thing they have now.
Yeah.
And it won't be enough anyway.
He was a wheeler and dealer in Denver.
Yeah.
But, you know, he
that was
knows...
that was also a rebuilding team.
Yeah,
though.
rebuilding team. And he did well to do so. And he knows what he's got something that is as good as it is now. Mm-hmm. And if there wasn't any good value to make him better, he won't make that trade.
And
so
it goes back to he could also do things in the off season.
Yeah.
Because like if they had Horford, that'd be great for them.
I thought there was an underrated pickup by the Thunder.
When they
Foy.
got
they got Randy Foy. This relegates Payne to the off guard spot. Mm-hmm. I think because Foy has always been like he does well against the Warriors, so maybe that's why they picked him up.
Yeah.
So that shores up their weaker second unit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gives them a bit depth. It allows campaign to develop a bit quicker. Also, I'd say. But I mean, I don't think he's going to get many minutes.
It's not going to get many minutes, and I don't think he's going to be effective enough on the defensive end to.
But it gives him more room to develop, I think, because they traded away Augustin.
And it's very interesting because you were talking about how semi-contending teams or second-tier teams can make that jump into the top tier.
Yeah.
Where did you see the Thunder?
I had them.
Do you see them tier 1 or tier 2? Because I have them in tier. I have them like straddling the line between tier 1 and tier 2.
I don't know how close they are to. I don't think they're that close to the top, like upper echelon teams, but I think they have the highest ceiling out of any other championship team or semi-contending team of that tier.
That is very.
They
true.
do have that because they have Kevin Durant. I'd say.
And I think this trade doesn't necessarily push them into the tier 1.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it keeps them right about it's a good trade.
Yeah.
It's going to make them better, but in the end, I don't think it's going to supplant anybody in the tier 1s.
Yeah. I think in that sense then those semi-contending teams that I mentioned that we talked about, the Cleveland Clippers, Thunder.
We didn't really talk about Cleveland
with Fry.
Yeah, with
it
Fry.
Does,
But to be honest, if I'm just gonna say this, sure, Cleveland, you're getting to the finals. It's almost a foregone conclusion you're going to the finals because of the conference that they play in. Mm-hmm. A team from the West is winning this year.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say that, it almost seems very arrogant. Yeah. And it seems dismissive to do so. But if you take a look, there's a clear difference between the Spurs and the Warriors and the Cavs and every other team.
Yeah. So I mean, we could be wrong. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah. No. There's actually, a good chance that we can be wrong.
Yeah.
We were wrong a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that's just how we perceive it at this point, right?
Yeah.
So, But I do think I like the Fry edition. Was good.
Yeah, the Fry edition was good, but you're going to have that stretch 4 that doesn't play perimeter defense.
Yeah.
So there you got your plus and you're also their minus.
Yeah.
And then what are they going to do with Kevin Love?
They're probably. I see them.
Are they going to play them together?
I think so.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know how it would.
I mean, you have no rim protection.
I think for them, they're trying to move more towards offensively, kill teams offensively. I think that is a good offensive.
That is a decent offensive team.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, rebounds are also a part of offense.
Yeah.
And that I don't think that lineup will be able to generate.
I think that actually I feel opens more rebounds for Love.
It does, but I think Love as a rebounder. Because it's gonna be a 2 against 1.
Yeah.
With Love.
Yeah.
Two big men versus Love going up for a rebound, just gonna open up a lot of second chances.
Yeah.
Especially against that Spurs lineup.
Oh yeah.
You got a problem.
Yeah, especially once Tim Duncan comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Maybe that's why the only real moves that I think people made, besides that second-ish tier to try to at least get better, were really just middling, almost teams trying to get into the playoffs or make sure they get a playoff spot. So Wizards Orlando-ish.
Yeah.
The Pistons. You saw them make moves to really try to push other teams out of the playoffs. And maybe that kind of still goes on to like, what's the point? Because,
what's the point? Like,
really, you just want to get that playoff revenue.
Yeah.
And,
and that's about
games.
it. Like, it's just going to get you a few extra dollars in the end. But what is it? Is it going to help you win a championship this year? No. And probably not for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Is that like just for those teams in particular?
Yeah.
But I kind of want to talk about Orlando a little bit.
Okay.
In that they made moves. However, like, what do you think is their ultimate plan? Is it free agency?
I don't know, because they did a lot of cost-cutting moves.
Yeah.
So I would say yes, but the thing about Orlando, they aren't
a destination.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a nice place.
It's warm.
To live. Yeah.
There's no tax there.
Yeah.
So that does help, but they haven't shown that kind of culture that really gets people
to want to come.
Yeah.
Or
like, they're not Miami.
Not a winning culture, a culture that exemplifies
they're not the
class
Heat.
or
it's Orlando Magic. They haven't really
winning.
Yeah, they haven't been as good since those prime Dwight years.
Yeah. Which is interesting because Dwight is going to be a free agent this year, and he definitely is not short choosing them.
Yeah, he's not.
What if they change the logo?
To what? Somebody pulling a rabbit out of a hat?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
like right now, it's like, what, a star?
The Magic is just a hand with a rabbit by the ears.
It's a ball. It's a basketball with a meteor trail.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Like when you hear Orlando Magic, you're like, okay, I would rather be fans of the Pelicans because that just sounds fun. To be I know there's history with the Magic, but I don't know.
Well, the history of the Magic isn't enough history with the Magic.
Yeah. It's actually barely hit any history.
It's just 2 finals appearances in 2 different eras. That's it.
It's just like
with 2 different big men, 2 different dominant big men.
Yeah,
that wanted to leave like right after,
and who both left for Los Angeles.
Lord.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess that happened. That was
Sorry, Tyrone.
Sorry, Tyrone. Okay.
One last thing I just want, because we're talking about what's the point.
Yeah.
Trying to take off that Warriors fan hat for a second. Does that make this season kind of terrible?
Taking off my hat.
There's more garbage falling out.
Yes. That's just my hair. So taking off the hat doesn't make it boring until you get to the Western Conference Finals. Actually, until you get to pretty much the second round or the conference finals. That's it. Everything else is moot.
Just the Western playoffs.
Pretty much.
It's just going to be.
I do think if it happens, Cleveland Toronto Eastern Conference Finals would be really fun.
Yeah. I think it would be fun, exciting, and very competitive.
Yeah,
it's probably the 6 or 7 games.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah, I'm just thinking Spurs Warriors.
That's a 6 or 7.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even a Thunder Spurs matchup would be really good too.
Yeah.
In the second round.
Wait. We think about this. Second round matchups.
It would.
Those are good matchups.
Yeah.
If they stand as they are right now,
and
Warriors Clippers.
It's
the rivalry. Seeds. Everybody loves seeing those 2 fight.
Yeah.
Not play against each other, but literally fight.
Yeah.
And
Spurs Thunder,
which would and they have their own history of knocking each other out of the.
That'll make it easier to travel, also.
Yeah.
For that, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, travel would be super easy. And then on the Eastern Conference, you would have the Cavs and the Hawks.
Yeah.
The Cavs and the Hawks, a rematch of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and then Toronto and Celtics.
That's gonna be good.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I think if you're a fan of any other team that's not the Warriors and Spurs, and to extent Cleveland too, because they have a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Then you could say that this year kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it is I think it's actually very good for the NBA because casual fans are tuning so into this. Yeah. They'll be there watching history, stuff like that. They'll be excited for all the big games.
Yeah.
But it is kind of unfortunate if you feel like there is no hope for your team.
Yeah. And not necessarily no hope, but it's almost foregone conclusion that your team is not going to reach the promised land, so why even try?
Yeah.
And it's kind of depressing, but just look forward to next year. Just
Yeah.
try and climb that ladder.
Yeah. If you are a fan of the right team, then you gotta hope you get some great free agents too, because there is that chance. There is actually that chance
to be a shit show.
Yeah, we could save that for another time.
I'm looking at the standings right now because you guys got me interested,
Yep.
and I'm liking this losing streak by the Suns right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
they've
so
just
sad.
They lost their last 10 games.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that whole organization's a mess. I think we talked about it in our previous podcast.
It goes up to down, like from
from the very top and it
the
trickles
owner,
down.
yeah.
I'm liking the Celtics at number 3 right now.
Yeah,
That surprises me
Yeah.
because
they
that
have no
team-
stars.
It's just Brad Stevens is
He's a great
He's
coach.
so good.
Yeah.
That's really my only answer.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens and
So-
Isaiah Thomas are very good.
Full disclosure, my mom brought up the idea that if I don't know where she heard this or where it was reported,
Mhm.
but if Doc Rivers loses again, he's going back to Boston. And I'm like, Mom, Doc Rivers is not going to leave the Clippers, and 2, Brad Stevens is a good coach. Don't sell him short.
Yeah.
Look where he has that team. That team in particular, it's not laden with superstar talent, but somehow he has them
Playing very
they're
well.
playing very well. Dare I say tier 2, almost tier 3.
Yeah.
I mean, tier 3, almost tier 2.
Yeah.
They're gonna have the same.
Which is very, the way we're doing these tiers is very arbitrary.
It's very arbitrary. It's our own
Yeah.
opinions.
the Celtics. Are
I
gonna,
needed like a self-check right there.
Yeah.
They're gonna have
This is not judged by any other person's tiers.
they're gonna have the same like uptrend that Toronto had. That started 3 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
just 2 years. Yeah. So
No, I think
But-
they're already ahead of their curve right
Yeah.
now.
And
Yeah.
they are ahead of the curve. But I don't really see any of their players right now taking the star leap
Yeah.
like DeRozan and Lowry had.
Yeah. I honestly believe they need to make a big move in free agency in order to really move all the way up.
You mean the Raptors, right?
Oh, I
Or
mean Celtics.
Celtics. They need to make a big trade.
Trade. Oh, yeah, they have too many assets.
Yeah.
Just make a big move for a big player, especially a center that can help them on defense.
Yes,
But
but they're so strong defensively. Already.
yeah, because they switch everything.
They need
They
help on
switch
offense. I think.
absolutely everything.
I think they need more help on offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a discussion for another time because all pending free agents, I don't think are that strong offensively.
Yeah. Really 2017 is where it's at.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, that's we good?
other than Durant, but I think Durant's doing the 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get what is it, 40%?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah,
yeah, that's about it.
that's where we're at right now with the league and the NBA. I mean, we're happy. We're Warriors fans.
Well, yeah, I mean, other than that travesty on Friday night, we can just get past that.
yeah, we don't speak of that.
Yeah, it
We
never
will
happened.
never speak of that ever.
I was
Okay.
laughing the whole time when I was watching that game.
Oh, God.
I was like,
It's a great juxtaposition
boy.
to you crying at every Laker game.
I don't cry anymore. I've been crying.
You just said you didn't cry anymore, but you've been crying.
Oh,
That
okay.
implies that you still cry.
Okay, I've been done crying.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you for listening and watching. Catch us every couple weeks or so. We'll let you know when new episodes coming out, and make sure to follow the Gallant TV on everything. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, stuff like that.
Spelled at the Gallant TV. Not going to spell it.
Thank you. So yeah, and also we'll have blog posts up every so often as well on the site, thegallant.tv. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Subscribe to us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars, and then a shout out to our website host Squarespace. Thank you for being awesome, and also Simplecast for our podcast hosting.
The link for that website can be found right here. Chuck, please handle that.
I'm not putting
Okay.
that in. You can point wherever you want. There's no ad. Well, you know what's gonna show up there? Crying Michael Jordan.
Oh man,
Crying Jordan
we're
Lee.
just beating that thing with a stick like it's a dead horse.
And someone photoshops a crying Jordan face to a dead horse.
I will do that.
Yes.
It's got to be the sad Chris Paul now.
Zach Chris Paul's great.
Sad Chris Paul with the confetti fly is the best.
So yeah, thank you for everything. Chuck, is there any other thing you want to plug?
Have a great day.
Oh, thank you. You
follow
too.
Follow each of us on Twitter.
Will you put it there?
I put it in the intro.
Oh, okay.
With your name, your lower thirds.
Yeah. So just rewind that back if you're watching the video.
All right.
So, thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and remember, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.